with Rico Robles is about to go live online. Catch All Out Monster hit music, All Out celebrity interviews, All Out showbiz and sports news, All Out fun, an exclusive on the Monster. Catch the stream on the Monster Facebook page at RX931, the Monster YouTube channel at RX931, and twitch.tv/Monster RX931. Your All Out host, Rico Robles. Stand by and enjoy the program.
It's Monster RX93.1. You know it is another Monster exclusive interview. We got none other than James Arthur. Hey man, what's up?
Oh, what's up? I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for taking this interview at 9 a.m. You know, on a beautiful day. Where are you joining us from?
Well, 9 a.m. wouldn't normally be an issue, but I just got back from America, so my clock, my body clock's a little bit out of the loop. So I'm back in London. I'm back in the south of England. So it is very hot here at the moment. It's too hot, and we're not prepared for it because we don't have air conditioning in England, really. So.
Is it summertime or is more of a springtime?
No, it's definitely summering right now, for sure.
Big transition. But you did mention you just came from America. How was that tour going? Was it a tour or is it more of like a promo kind of thing, or is it vacation?
Well, actually, it was. So we shot 2 music videos whilst we were in Nashville for the next 2 singles, and in the week prior to that, we were in New York shooting the album artwork. So we banked a lot of assets, if you like. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was just kind of work stuff. Yeah, it was just getting all the artwork and all the creative stuff in line for the upcoming album campaign.
And we know, when is the release of the album for all the fans? Maybe you could give us a little bit of a sneak peek. When's the drop, or is it more of singles first, and then what's that with the album?
Yeah, exactly that. There's so many songs from this album that we all feel, my team feel like, deserve to have a moment. Because once the album's out, then it's very difficult to get people to really focus on one song, I think. Mm-hmm. And there's so many songs that feel like they deserve their time to shine. So it's just, I think a few more singles, and then there's most certainly an album coming. It's done, it's delivered, it's in the system, ready to launch. But I can't really give you any definitive time on when that'll be just yet.
Is it a lot more challenging that when you work on single than the full body of an album? You know what they say, right? An album is a full body of work, that it tells a story from first track to the last track. You know what I mean? So when it comes to a single, then it's a collection of it. Is it more challenging that way?
Well, the thing is although we're taking this strategy to release maybe 4 singles, for example, they do tell the story of the album. They are part of a body of work, and when the album's out, they will make more sense, and they will feel more like they belong in the same period of time, and they belong conceptually to the same body of work. But no, I wouldn't say it's more challenging. I'm an album guy. Like I'm all about the album. Like that is the only thought in my head is album. However, it just extends the lifespan of a body of work to like stagger the songs from it, I think, and keep my fan base and the listeners excited about the upcoming album. And it's motivating for me, because once you say you do a single, then an album, it's sort of like, oh, I've worked 2 years of my life just for this like one day of like excitement. You kind of prolong excitement. It's cool.
And that's the main thing, is to keep that, when you have that record, when you get that album, for people to keep that playing over and over and over and over again until the next release. I mean, how does it feel that, one of your backtracks is making it big here in the Philippines? Old Track Cars Outside is currently performing very well here in the Philippines. For it to be sort of a track that you release prior, and now it's making it big, and also of course your cover of 1,000 Years, how is that?
I mean, it's always great to see songs connect in a big way. It's a very nice surprise. yeah, I just feel very grateful. I know all the cliches, like, it just sounds, sounds kind of corny, but I'm just very grateful because Cars Outside was never even even a consideration to be a single. It was a song that I loved because it was quite rocky. It's got that kind of Oasis feel to it in parts, and so I really loved it. But never in a million years did I think that it would be the kind of song that would be. It just goes to show that you guys have great taste, in Southeast Asia. Great taste,
thank you,
So,
thank you very much.
We're happy.
And I mean, Filipinos, we do love, your tracks and your hits, and when they listen to it while they're in long drives and all. Now, here on the show, we do have random fun questions. We just ask you random questions straight off the bat, just for the listeners to get to know you better. Now, for you, who's the most famous person that you have ever met?
Wow, that's a good question. I would say the most famous person I've ever met would be Tom Hanks, I think.
Oh, how was that? What was that first conversation? How was that conversation?
He was just the sweetest guy. He's just the most genuine, down-to-earth guy. I mean, obviously, I grew up in the 90s watching, like Forrest Gump and all those, he was such a big part of my life growing up. So many films, Green Mile, obviously, it's just there's tons of Tom Hanks movies, and so I consider him like the A-list of A-list, and he was just very sweet. Him and his wife were both, his wife was a fan. She said, "I love your music," and he said, "Oh yeah, she's always got your songs playing in the house," and it was incredible to meet such a talented.
Tom Hanks. Imagine that. And also, when you were first starting out and all the doors weren't always open, all the answers weren't always a yes. You have any advice for those artists who were trying to somehow make it, but the doors keep on closing, they keep on getting the no's? What was that something that kept you going?
Well, the thing is I think that now more than ever, we live in a world where people are very tempted to follow the trend and follow what everyone else is doing. And people are waiting to be told what's cool and what sounds good. And my advice would always be just to just follow that thing that feels original to you, like it feels intuitively, instinctively you. And if it moves you, if you're playing an instrument or you're singing or whatever it might be, and it feels like, okay, this is my thing, then just follow that to the ends of the earth. Don't try and be anyone else. I just think I honestly believe that's been the ingredient to any success that I've had, is that I had my thing and I followed it. I followed it.
It's following that own voice of yours, right? The inner voice, to get that message across the most authentic way that you can. Now, many of your Filipino fans, they're longing for you when you're coming back here. How was your visit when you were here?
It was crazy. It was crazy. Obviously, I played in a few of the malls there, and they were packed out, and it was just it was crazy, man. I loved it. And we had plans because the Filipinos have taken a few of my songs, to their hearts at the moment. We're going to come back. We're going to come there this year. I hope in September. I hope that we get over there in September. Excuse me.
All the fans, you better mark your calendars. Hopefully September, we're going to have you in our shores. And last but not the least, for all the people out there who's trying to make it, writing music and everything, you have any advice for, a struggling artist or a new artist who's trying to break through just the way you did?
Yeah, I mean, my advice would be to just not give up. Don't give up. The temptation to stop and to think that you're not going to make it will always be there. And if it's something you truly love and you love doing it, then just, as I said before, just follow it to the ends of the earth. Don't even look back. Don't look at the competition. Just focus on what it is that you do, and you'll get there.
All right. Well, James, thank you very much for taking time. I know you got a long day ahead of media obligations, but thank you for taking a few minutes to share with us, your mind and your heart and, and your music as well. All right. You take care.
Thanks, man. You too.
All right. Thank you
Good to
very
talk to you.
much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for James Arthur. Peace.
Monster exclusive interview. Monster exclusive interview. Only from Manila's hottest. Monster RX93.1.